What a pro wants. What a pro needs.
Fucking hot. Boom! I'll grab it. Thanks.
Aaron Rodgers, we were just talking about football.
Hot start.
Yep. We can cut that out and restart.
Speaking of looking better than ever, that hat goes hard, Ticks. Kind of like it.
Tell you.
We're the ones. You're the twos.
Next.
International, wake the fuck up. We are back, episode 44. Brooks Orpik.
I can't think of any others.
Was last thing's millage number 44?
No, he's 42.
You sure?
I'm pretty
I
confident
don't
on
think it was
that.
44.
He was allowed to wear 42?
No, that number's retired, brother.
Right.
He was definitely
41?
44.
I don't
What number did last thing's millage wear?
Oh, yeah. Here, let's just ask you real quick.
This dude came off like a soccer mom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, during his high school career, Deshaun Watson had worn number 4.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep, that's
Last
what I
thing's
asked.
millage.
Yep, that's close. All right, I
related
got
to
it.
Deshaun Watson.
They spell lastings.
What?
Buddy.
Last? Pings.
What number did
We'll be right back.
millage wear with the Pittsburgh Pirates?
Apparently he wore 85 with the Tokyo Wolt Swallows.
Apparently he wore 85 with the Pirates, according to this.
Guess I was wrong. Anyways,
That's
back
a
to
weird
today's
number.
back to
Really
today's
weird.
Well, when we get to
content.
episode 85, just
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah. Anyways, we're back, looking better than ever. Tiggs, you still wearing that hat? You take it off since last pod? Oh, you weren't here. That's right. Next.
Sorry, I was worried about my friend.
What was wrong with him?
I was here. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know sure what that means.
I was just worried about him.
Okay.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
I didn't want to
that.
send him back to Alaska.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Speaking of Alaska, we're missing Dill today. First podcast, Dylan is not in person. But
Yeah.
we fired Steve,
Yeah. See you later.
Yeah, see you,
Yeah.
loser.
and Dill has now took over IT and all that stuff that Steve used to do for us.
Go, Dylan.
Shout out, Dill.
Appreciate you, bud.
Dylan, you want to say
Hey,
hi
Dale, how
from
those
over there?
cookies though?
Why don't you
should
have a
get
mic?
I was going to say, you should get your own mic from down there.
We'll hook it up.
That's your job, pal.
You want a mic? Okay. On that note, we'll review our hot takes for our last episode. I said Rodgers was going to get benched. He did not, so that's a loss. Corey said that Joe Burrow was going to throw 2+ picks.
He had to, and what I think was it JPJ? He had the second one in his hands, like near the end zone. He dropped it.
Tough break.
Yeah, hate to see it.
Always.
Tig says Pitt basketball is going to crack the top 20 with a win over Mississippi State.
Those gosh darn withs.
But they were number 18th before that game. But if you would have just said top 20 in general, that would have been a win.
Yeah.
But that's a loss. Dill said Watt was going to have 4 sacks over the next 2 games.
He had 2.
He had 2. I'll say he had 2. And the James rounded us out here with Russ outpassing Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I'm about to get a Russ jersey because he had the game of his life to make sure that cashed.
Yeah.
So,
He
Shout
sure
out
did.
Bird.
yeah. Shout out Brian Burt. That was the guy that gave me that one.
So we'll review our hot takes all-time record here. Myself and Dill still tied at first, 10-32. The James coming up slow on our booty, 8-11.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually sell the next hot take just for records purposes.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Tig still in fourth, 7-35, and Corey still rounding out the rear, 4-38.
Might as well just take the 40 before 10. At this point, you might as well just take that. Send it to the moon.
Not sure if I can change that. That's a little late.
Yeah.
But as we mentioned, Dill is our IT guy now for at least the time being. So Corey is now covering football. So
Hell yeah.
let's
You know what? Whatever.
Yo, Batista
You hear something over there? Like just
must have been the cookies
distance?
talking.
Must have been the
Yeah.
wind.
the wind.
So I thought since this was your first time talking since like WrestleMania. Actually, you covered baseball for Tiggs once.
Yeah.
But
Last
since
week?
WrestleMania, let's see if you can keep this shorter than your WrestleMania talk.
That was like what? Like
45
first,
minutes?
Like at least 2 weeks this pod started was WrestleMania and like wrestling talk.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And you know what else was long? That
Yes.
under that. So take it away.
All right. Well, guys.
Next.
Right. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Uh,
Wait, hold on. Is that WrestleMania shirt for Russell Martin?
yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Yeah. Absolute mayhem in the college world. 2 weeks ago. We had 4 fights between 8 teams.
There was more
Absolute-
fights than that. Those were just the big fights.
Right, yeah. These are like the main teams that were like, covered, I guess, on social media that I saw at least. But anyway, we had Michigan, Ohio State, NC State, UNC, Arizona State, Arizona, and Florida, Florida State. All the away teams won, and they decided to plant the flag at midfield, which sparked mayhem.
Well, Michigan, Ohio State, they didn't plant the flag.
They were trying to.
They were
Yeah.
trying.
Exactly.
And then
Right.
2 Michigan players got pepper sprayed.
Yeah, by police. I was just going to say, police involvement happened with Michigan players getting, some nasty bug spray in the eyeballs.
Did you see? I loved when they panned the camera to him, and you just see them. They're like,
Yeah, they're just wiping
I said
tears.
that. I was watching it with Bree. I'm like, did they get pepper sprayed?
Yeah, crazy stuff. But pretty much what I was going to go along with this is like, there has to be a rule. Something has to be taken into place here. Of if this is going to happen, how do you go upon disciplining these schools that are getting involved with all this nonsense?
Ohio I think it was literally today, came out with like legislation. It was like the
I did see
OHIO.
that, yeah,
I'm like,
not-
I don't know if that's gonna work.
I don't know if that's real or not, but if it is, that is pretty.
Well,
insane.
the university, I know Penn State and not Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan both their programs got fined $100,000, but to them that's nothing.
Right.
But I think that the same thing with targeting. How if you get penalized, you're out for the game.
Mhm.
I think that in sense of like fighting post game or just fighting in general, you should at least get suspended the first half of the following game.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do that because that leads into college football playoff and.
That's what I mean too. I was gonna say, like, do you involve disciplinary action, or is it like all part of the game? Like, it's kind of like a mix of both. I feel like there should be something involved to where you limit this from happening. Like, didn't they do it with college basketball? Like, no rushing the courts, but people still do, but they face a heavy, super
like
heavy fine.
$250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I also just don't understand the appeal of planting a flag.
I don't know. It's the whole, I guess, rivalry, especially with Michigan and Ohio State. But I mean, like, even with these other teams.
Well, F Michigan, but I just don't know. It's just not my
They're
thing.
trying to be Baker Mayfield.
He did it the best. He got that stuff. He got that flag to stick in that turf.
So, moving on from there, we did just have college championship weekend. The Big Ten, Oregon beats Penn State 45-37.
Good.
The ACC, Clemson beats SMU 34-31 on a game-winning field goal, I believe that was.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia beats Texas 22-19. And Arizona State absolutely obliterated Iowa State 45-19.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
So
Yeah.
there was that. So now we move into the college football playoffs. Do we have any early favorites that you guys are thinking of right now?
I think we all know who I'm picking. So
Okay.
Not Penn State.
Yeah. I know Texas just lost to Georgia, but Texas is a really good team. I would like to see an Oregon-Ohio State rematch.
That'd be pretty sweet.
After what happened with the who's their quarterback?
Will Howard.
Yeah, after Will Howard slid with no time left on the clock. I'd like to see that rematch. I'm just glad Alabama didn't make it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all love that.
Great
But-
for the sport.
Go Ponies.
No shot.
That's what I'm cheering for. Go
I
Ponies.
am looking at the bracket right now.
Go Boise State and go Ponies.
Oregon, Georgia, Boise State, and Arizona State round out the top 4.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
they got the buys for one of
Yeah.
the conference.
Right. So Ohio State, Tennessee, we obviously know we got Ohio State over here, but I think I'm on the Tennessee side. I'm really sorry.
A lot of people are, and that's fine. I don't care.
So there's that. Then we got Texas and Clemson. I think Clemson kind of takes that easy. Or no, sorry, Texas takes that easy.
I was like, I
was
think
gonna say,
you're-
I was about to say,
Don't-
is that
Don't
the
listen to
cookies
that.
given to you?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah.
his sugar is low.
Right. And
No,
then
sugar's high.
Notre Dame, Indiana. That actually might be a closer game than what people
I
think.
think Indiana is overrated. You look at their schedule this year; it's just
Cupcake teams.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
I could definitely see them beating Notre Dame.
I can see them beating Notre
is
Dame.
it in Notre Dame?
It's
in
Notre Dame.
Yeah,
they have the
you're
higher
not
seed.
winning.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, have fun.
And then
Go
lastly,
Irish.
Penn State, SMU. I think Penn State. Honestly, I think Penn State has the easiest road to at least the semis, because if they beat SMU, which I think they will absolutely obliterate them, they have Boise State, who again I don't think would be competition to Penn State.
Hey,
I don't
Ashton
know.
Genty might just run all over him.
But he's like, I don't want to say their main player. I haven't watched Boise State. We all know who Ashton Genty
No,
is.
he's their entire team.
right. So I mean, I don't know.
They put them in blue jerseys. Good luck.
So,
Can't even see them.
but yeah, I mean, we
It's like a
could
camouflage.
we could complete the bracket, but I mean, if you just want to say like we said before, early favorites, then you know.
I'm just sticking with Texas.
I know you're going with Ohio
Yeah,
State.
I mean, I don't need to say that.
You said.
I'm gonna go Oregon.
Oregon kind of got screwed here. You know, the number 1 seed
They really did.
has to play the toughest teams, honestly.
My question with that, though, is, like, what's the incentive to be the number 1 seed then?
Exactly.
Like, they
home
could have
field
lost-
advantage until the
Right, they could have lost to Penn State, and then they're flipped.
Yeah, crazy. I think I'll just take Penn State just as a guess and shout out Greta, I guess. Yeah, I don't
I
want
mean,
to
you
cheer
could
for
just
them.
walk out that door.
I don't want to cheer for them, but I think they have the easiest road, so it's theirs to
Yeah,
lose.
they're gonna lose to SMU. So
Honestly,
go ponies. Go ponies.
Philipponi?
No.
not
No,
him.
definitely not that guy.
definitely not him.
Heisman finalists were announced.
Kenny Pickett.
Oregon quarterback Joe Gabriel, Colorado's utility,
Special teams,
beast.
special
Plays.
people.
Special teams, special plays, special players.
Yeah. Travis Hunter, Miami's quarterback Cam Ward, and then Boise State's running back Ashton Genty.
Yeah, it's a 2-horse race, and I think it's Travis.
Yeah, I think
I think it is too.
I
but
want it to
think
be Genty really
Genty
bad.
deserves that.
I just,
He does deserve it, yeah.
just
But
Travis Hunter is gonna get it.
it's just if Travis Hunter didn't play both positions, I think it's Genty's 100%. But the fact that he's playing both positions at a very high level,
When's the last time there's somebody that plays both sides of the ball at the rate that he's doing it?
couldn't tell you.
Right. I would probably say Dion.
Yeah.
That's the last person I could think of that could or does similar things.
I don't think there's many college players that do that. In high school, obviously, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Especially at a quarterback, sometimes like to play middle linebacker. But I feel like once you get to college, it's one or the other. Like, no programs really let you play both.
Right.
So, I mean, it's definitely something special we're watching.
Shohei Ohtani.
Yes, wrong sport. It's definitely something special we're witnessing right now, even though I'm one of the biggest haters against Colorado. I would like to see where he ends up playing in the pros.
That's the thing.
Position-wise, not
I
team.
was just gonna say.
He already came out and said he wants to play both sides. I don't think that happens.
I don't think there's a team that's going to let you.
No.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Defend yourself in practice?
What's that contract going to look like when you're due to get paid? Do you have
Right.
to get paid both salaries? Like,
Good luck, Charlie.
who's the top of the draft right now? Giants, they suck.
Raiders are probably up there
Jaguars,
too.
Yeah.
Raiders. So it's those
Jaguars,
three.
Raiders.
Yeah.
But
I
like
think-
out of those three teams,
obviously,
who needs him? Probably Jacksonville. They're the only one that have a quarterback that knows how to throw a ball.
yeah. Shout out Corey. But I mean,
I hope he goes to Jacksonville just so his career dies.
hey, they're like 5-13
Citrus.
or something silly like that since they stomped on the towel. Curse is real.
And never mind. I was going to cover Trevor Lawrence, but RIP. So we got Pitt. Do we want to talk about these guys?
I mean, not really.
Not
tough.
really.
Lose to Boston College 34-23 to end the year with a record of 7-5, 3-5 in conference play after a nice 7-0 start. Holstein went down. Definitely didn't seem like the chemistry was there after he went away. Where do you actually think the downfall this season began, and what was actually the biggest letdown of this year?
Just the injuries.
I said that I've been saying the downfall of the year has been since the Syracuse game. I mean, I think that he was hurt that game. Obviously, our defense carried us with all of our pick sixes, but he just didn't look the same the rest of the year after that. Obviously, him getting carted off, being hurt, or seriously sucks. But I do think he'll come back though. I think that if we would have went 10-2, I think he might have transferred. But I think that was the downfall for a year, was the Syracuse game.
Yeah, Narduzzi just needs to put work in on the offensive line this offseason, and because that was really the downfall.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, our backup quarterback, what's his name? I can't remember.
Yarnell.
Nate
Yeah.
Yarnell, he just entered the transfer portal.
Right, I was just
Yeah.
going to say, entered transfer portal, but he actually wasn't, terrible, but, again, not Holstein's level. So, what are we looking forward to next year? I think you kind of already answered that. Do you want to see the offensive line kind of grow? I mean, obviously get Holstein back here, try to get him back here, at least get him to stay. And I mean, honestly, that 7-0 start, there was really nothing going wrong for us. And then literally Holstein went out, and then everything just kind of crumbled from there. So maybe it starts at the quarterback position, but, there's always something to improve there. Pitt does get a bowl game.
7 wins gets you a bowl game.
Sure does.
6 games gets you a bowl game.
The
That's
game above Sports Bowl is being held inside of Ford Field December 26th, 2 p.m. on ESPN against Toledo.
Good.
Go Pitt. Who knows?
I mean, they're the best MAC team.
Mhm.
oh, great.
Well, actually, no, they weren't this year because it was Ohio and Miami, Ohio that
Shout out, Ben.
played in the. But they are like perennial. I'm done. I give up. You know what I'm saying.
Actually, I don't know what you're saying.
Are the best MAC team usually. So. Pawanaway.
Well, hey, go Pitt. Maybe we can pull out the W for a nice little bowl game there.
I mean, I would hope against a MAC team, but you know.
Speaking of Pitt, Ben Sauls is named kicker for the PFF's 24 All-American team. He's really good.
Not bad.
Yeah, maybe the Ravens should look into it.
Yeah, honestly.
Throw some shade.
Pitt had 3 All-ACC team winners. Des Reed was first team All-Purpose. Kyle Lewis was first team All-Linebacker. And then Rasheem Biles was second team All-Linebacker.
I thought they had more than that.
I think it was just them 3. I know Bart's playing in the Senior Bowl. I'm sure there's a couple others I missed that are playing in the Senior Bowl, too.
There was a couple honorable mentions, too.
Yeah.
I thought they had another like second team, but maybe not.
Well, going into some other football news here, Bill Belichick spent 5 hours at UNC for a potential head coaching job, and as of today, December 11th, he's the official head coach of the UNC Tar Heel football team. Crazy stuff going on down there.
Nice.
Definitely didn't see that coming. I mean,
He submitted a whole manual from high school to college.
I mean, I'm saying since
or
like
to NFL.
since he was obviously since he retired, I expected him to come back to the NFL to try to break the all-time win record. But I mean, there was something about that he wants to something with his son be a coach also.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's like the head coach after he leaves, or there was something in his like contract.
The one
as
that
well.
looks like he's trailer trash.
Yes,
It
the
is
one.
Will.
Yes, yes.
Isn't he in Seattle right now? The kid.
I don't
That beats
think
me.
he
He actually was coaching under Bill.
Yeah,
in
and
some
And then he got,
position.
he got in that DUI car accident, and I think that was the.
I want to say he's in Seattle, but don't. That might be a lie.
Moving on here, Jonathan Brooks tears his ACL again out the rest of the year.
Yeah, yikes town.
Derek Carr also fractured his hand on a dive attempt for a first down. I don't know if any of you guys saw that. It was kind of a weird play, but he may be able to return, but most likely he's done this year. And Aiden O'Connell gets carted off in an air cast, but is diagnosed with a bone bruise. Nothing crazy going on in his leg there, but who knows when he'll come back. So now into some Steeler football action.
Go Steelers.
We took care of the Bengals, 44-38. Both teams moving the ball pretty well. First half, there was 48 points, then 34 in the second.
I think the first half was the most points in an AFC North game.
It was. I don't know if it was in an AFC North game. It was the most points between the Bengals and the Steelers.
But like you said before, Russ absolutely cooked.
Yeah, thank God.
414, 3 tuds, 1 interception.
Interception should have been a.
That's not on him at all.
Yeah, I mean, Pickens was obviously led down by his helmet. I mean, literally pulled down.
Yeah.
So, you know. Red zone conversion, pretty great, 3 for 3, finally. 2 touchdowns, 1 field goal. Dylan did say when he was up here on the big screen that we had to limit the Burrow and Chase connection. I would say this 6 for 86 and a touchdown is probably a normal day for those two.
I mean, compared to what he's been doing, that's,
Yeah, for sure.
That's leaving him. That's controlling them.
Yeah.
Too.
We limited Trey Hendrickson. He was the sack leader going into the game. He did have 1 tackle. On the penalty side, JPJ, big old 6 penalties.
2 on 1 play.
Correct. Yep. I don't know. Have you guys been watching Hard Knocks?
Mm-hmm.
So they were going through, like,
Great show.
it is spectacular. The I guess it's the secondary coach or whoever was going through it with him. Like, you need to keep your hands down. Like, you can't do this anymore. Like, whatever. And it kind of made me like mad a little bit because like JPJ like was kind of like laughing about it. Like, oh, I know. But like you've done it since the beginning of the season. Like you have to like keep the hands down after what 5 yards.
Yeah, you get 5 yards of not free contact, but 5
Right.
yards of like
You can clothesline somebody
Right.
5 yards, and then after that
Basically.
you can't do anything else.
George Pickens, 2 unsportsmanlike penalties. 1 was not counted towards disqualification, so he was allowed to stay in the game.
I'm
Here,
sure how it wasn't.
It's the
because it's
pistol
like
thing,
a
right?
taunting. It's
Because
like
it wasn't against the player.
yeah. It was
So
just
it's against
against.
the
It was
fans.
just
Yeah,
against
and
the
a big shout out
fan.
to the fans. Yeah.
Yeah, he said, "You want to see something cool?"
Yeah, definitely need to take it down and calm it down a little bit with the penalties.
You
but
know what I do want to say on that? Did you guys watch that? And who was the first guy in on every single one of those or
Broderick
two?
Jones.
Broderick Jones,
Oh.
right there.
Mhm.
And I'm like, Huh.
Speaking
I'm
of
like-
penalties, Broderick Jones, obviously.
He's
but
calmed down though.
I kind of like him as a leader role. Like he will be the first one to
No.
step in there.
And he will also be the first one to step in and kill somebody.
I was
if
gonna
that's the
say,
quarterback.
you imagine him. They line him and Darnell up on the same side.
I know.
Good luck.
No. So, yeah, calm it down a little bit on the penalties, but again, love the determination effort coming from both sides of the ball. Then we had a revenge game against the Browns. See you later, Miles.
He was sick. Did you? They
Yeah,
they
he
showed
was
that.
coughing
Yeah,
all over the
yeah,
place.
but like he made sure like Hard Knocks made it look like he was like deathly
Yeah,
ill.
he had lung cancer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give me a
like
break.
you're in the middle of when the weather's changing. Get over it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Big 27-14 win there. Pickens was rolled out with a hammy injury about an hour before the game, which I didn't even know he was injured, but I guess he injured it Friday during practice.
Buddy Miller found out like 5 minutes before like they went for warm-ups that he was playing.
Yeah, they said he was
in
just,
street
like,
clothes.
plain
Yeah.
clothes.
Nice. He didn't look bad either. He had that nasty catch on the left sideline, I think, in the third
That was his
quarter.
only catch, too.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. But
We were sorry to interrupt you.
You're fine.
I was there with Brad, and we were sitting there, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh god. And we're right at the end of the end zone. Like actually, it's like this, like here in the end zone. And when he goes to throw it to Scotty Miller, I literally look at Brad. I said, "This is gonna be a fade to effing Scotty Miller." I said, "Watch this," and then they do it. And the guy that was next to Brad overheard me. He leaned over. He goes, "Yo, you got any more picks? Because I'll put them in the FanDuel right now."
But yeah, there was kind of a slow half there in the first half. Whole bunch of 3-and-outs to start, and the pass game was just non-existent. We were down 7-3 early with literally no momentum until who was it?
Keanu
Benton.
Yeah, it's in my notes here. I can't even read. He had the interception that led to Najee's touchdown. So good stuff
Shout
there.
out to Beanie Bishop. He
Beanie
was the one
Bishop.
that
He was the one that starfished
Yeah.
right in front of Winston.
he jumped right in front of Winston and obviously made him hold the ball for a half second longer, and then big boy
Bill
Benton.
Tugboat. I wish he would have taken it to the crib.
You imagine that?
That'd been sweet.
That place would have went nuts.
It went nuts when they intercepted
I
it.
mean, could you imagine his big ass running down the whole field?
Probably not easy to tackle.
No.
As per usual, we are a second half team. The offense was moving with great play with defense, including another interception and a muff punt from Kadarius Toney. I should
What?
say.
Got cut.
He got cut.
Yeah.
Sure did.
He fits like the Browns organization so much.
Yep.
He fitted so well that they cut him.
Ben
Yeah.
Skoranek got that man fired.
Yeah. What a good.
Dude, he first to get a penalty for taunting. Like Waitman killed that punt. And then on top of that you take a 15-yard penalty for
When he
taunting.
threw the ball at him.
Yes.
Yeah, that was literally the punt before he threw it at what's his name?
Chronic.
Yeah, I can't say his name.
What a loser.
Russ goes 15-26 for 158, including 17 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. So little bit off of the Cincy game, but I mean I
400.
think that's expected when you go for 400 yards.
We'll
Like
take it.
you're gonna return back normal here. Fryermuth scored and obviously a great punt. I mean he booted.
And Harvins.
Yeah, I mean anybody could be better than him, but honestly, great punt, great form.
Did you see what he said after the game?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
said
it
it
was
was
like-
for
he was like,
GP.
somebody
Somebody had to get
had to
fined.
be fined
Yeah,
this game.
Pickens isn't playing, so someone had to be fined. So I'll take it. And then Van Jefferson, of course, caught the little sidearm pass in there. So we also got 120 total rushing yards. Najee went for 16, 53 yards and a tutty, and Jalen Warren went 9 for 47. Boz, another perfect day, 2 for 2 on field goals, 3 for 3 extra points, another 50-yard add to his resume. I mean, the man is honestly saving our season, I would have to say.
He kicked that into the wind.
Yes.
That was like, what, 56, I want to say it
No,
was?
it was 52.
Yeah,
Okay.
52.
We were watching it, and I'm watching it, and I'm looking at Brad, and I'm like, is that thing moving in slow motion?
I mean, again, there's no one better than Boz at Heinz Field kicking that football.
He's like, I saw like an insane stat. I think his percentage is like 96% at Heinz Field, and every other AFC North kicker is like 60.
It's in like the
Yeah.
50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right around 50%. Yep. So, good stuff, Boz. Keep it going for us. Steelers go 10 and 3, which still leads the AFC North. We're currently in third in the AFC, behind the fraudulent Chiefs. So don't even get me started with them. And the actually good at football Bills, who just suffered a tough loss against the Rams. So, again, I mean, I was about to say some, but I'm not going to. We're going to hold off. But 10 wins is certainly a great start. potentially to make the playoffs.
What did we have at this point? Do we
Last year?
remember? No, when we did our predictions.
Oh, I don't know. We gotta be
we'll have to
close.
check the tape.
Dylan.
Oh,
Hey, the Steelers can clinch a playoff spot this Sunday with a win against the Eagles or a loss by the.
I think the Texans.
No, I think it's like the Colts and Dolphins.
The
or something
Colts
like
and
that.
Dolphins
Oh.
are the ones on the fringe.
If both of them lose or tie, or we win or tie, we.
I think we
clinch
just
playoff
went
spot.
out.
Yeah, I mean, we could.
Let's just do that.
Yeah.
But coming up this Sunday, we got the Eagles, like Du Bois just said. But that is the start to a crazy couple of days here. 3 games in 10 days for the boys. Sunday the 15th, we got the Eagles. Going into that game, obviously, got to stop Saquon. That's their number one playmaker. Obviously, can't ignore A.J. Brown, but Saquon obviously is their heart and soul. So, but when you say that, you also got to pay attention to Jalen Hurts' run game. He can run the ball also. Just, those good old what are the
He can run the ball. He can't
RPOs.
throw it.
Yeah.
I hear there's some beef between A.J. Brown and Jalen
Yeah,
Hurts.
Brandon
'cause-
Graham. Brandon Graham was on his podcast, and he was like, "Yeah, they used to be friends, but stuff changes." And I'm like,
Yeah, because A.J. Brown's a prima donna.
You're
and if he
11
doesn't
and
get
2.
25 targets a game.
I don't know.
his targets are down, like significantly down. But when you don't bring in somebody like Saquon to do the same stuff you've been doing. Like obviously last year you tried the whole let's just throw the ball, let's just make Hurts a pocket quarterback, and look how that worked. It didn't. So now you bring in Saquon, who's having one of the best running back seasons in a long time. Obviously your targets are going to go down. I don't think I would care. Like the goal's to win. The goal's not individual accomplishments.
I'll let them help me.
You're in a team sport.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fairly confident in our secondary to keep the passing game at a standstill there. Obviously, they're going to get their passes through. It's the Eagles. They're a good team, but I think we got to rely more on stopping our Saquon. So, Philly did just sneak by a really bad Carolina Panthers team, too. So,
And if Leggett caught that, they would have lost.
And that dude would have been shitting himself.
Yeah.
$3.1 million bet on the Eagles money line.
can you imagine? Like, I have
No.
all the most confidence in the world, and then it comes down to that.
Yeah. 3.1 mil to him is nothing if you're betting that much on a football game. Right?
A regular
Till
season.
that was every dollar, yo.
Well,
That's
He's
then,
like,
then
so
you'll
I
be hitting up that
need-
1-800 gambler
That's
number.
literally the house. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. And then before our next episode, we play the Ravens again. That is Saturday the 21st. Same plan as last time. Limit the run against King Henry. Pay attention to Lamar's wheels and make them rely on the pass game so we can get to Lamar and force him to make tough plays.
Well, King Henry cut his braids, so
oh, yeah. But he's
Nope.
going to be a lot faster now.
yeah, the wind turbulence is gonna get him.
He is going to be moving without that hair holding him back. So, and it is not good looking at all. His hair. Maybe I'm just used to seeing it roll long, but like, I don't know. I think it looks.
I feel like his
funny.
aura is like
Oh.
gone.
How about Landon Roberts saying he wants to retire a Steeler?
Did he say that?
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Pretty neat.
Good for him. He blew up the shit out of that Browns.
I want
fourth
to see him beat Derrick Henry in the A gap.
Nothing will beat
Full
Spillane
speed.
meeting him in the A gap.
You know what I loved about this last Cleveland game, to be honest, is that first play. I think it was.
T.J. Watt.
Oh.
They said let's leave him unguarded.
We're
We'll
not
see
going
what
to touch him
happens.
and let Shaw run to the left. He ain't going to get there. I mean, he met him square after he got the ball. And
It was like a loss of like 5.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So good way to start there. But
The first 2 plays, the first one he blew up Chubb, and then the next one he blew up the pocket.
TJ's got Sid's edges coming off the edge there.
Yeah, J.J. Watt was there. He was like the whatever club was like directly behind us. He was there. He's like waving to fans and everything. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
So yeah, Sunday the 15th, 6 days later, we have the Ravens. 4 days later, we play the Chiefs on Christmas, but I will cover that on our next episode. So.
Sweet. Pickens is doubtful.
Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday.
he's
Yeah, he
definitely
ain't
not
playing.
playing.
Think he should not play just because we need him for the Ravens.
Yeah, we
game.
were having this conversation
What
the other day. We should just if you're hurt, this is a good game to take off. It means nothing for the AFC. I mean, I can't say nothing, but you know what I mean. Like this is NFC versus AFC. Really nothing crazy going on between two really good teams who are way ahead in their division. Like this is a nice, easy
Yeah,
If you
I would
need a break,
rather.
take it.
I'd rather have him play against the Ravens and the Chiefs than
for sure.
play against
Yeah.
the Eagles.
What was it that Tomlin said about Mike Williams? Somebody asked him about Mike Williams. He said like wait and see or something like that.
Before we move on from football here, one other thing to cover here: Slippery Rock football, Division II football. They are in the Final Four.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, did they beat? Or are they playing that Ferris State?
So they beat New Haven 14-7.
That's not a real
Round
team.
one.
That's a
Round
area.
14-7. That's a.
Round two, they played Cootstown. They won 25-24 off of a
What? Who did they play?
They play
Cootstown.
Cootstown.
That's
They're
where
on the
Christian
other side
Coons
of
is
the
from.
state.
Yeah, you ever heard of that
How
before?
do you spell that?
K-U-T-Z.
K-U-T-Z town.
Okay.
You're not even a real Slippery Rock fan if you don't know
I'm
who
not,
cuts.
no, not really.
Did you guys see the ending of that game?
No.
I'll tell you anyways.
I was following.
So, Slippery Rock comes down. They're losing 24-17. Come down the field. They're driving down the field. Quarterback throws one up in the end zone. Buddy catches it, pulls it down.
Nice.
Send out the extra point scene. Slippery Rock calls a timeout. So, offense comes out.
Here we go. Oh, yeah.
I'm watching it at work, and AJ calls me. He's like, "Yo, you watching this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm watching it." It was on ESPN Plus.
Here we go.
2-point conversion for the win, right?
BDE.
They got the running back lined up to the left of the quarterback. Quarterback snaps the ball, throws it to the wide receiver. Running back goes in motion right before the snap. Wide receiver catches it, pitches it to the running back, and walks right in to win the game.
Ew.
Yeah, right.
Hulking ladder.
And then they played Cal U, who they got upset by earlier this season. Last Saturday, they absolutely demolished them.
Good.
31-13.
How you doing,
Love
Mike Clark?
Dill went to Cal U.
And now they have to play Ferris State, who I'm not going to try to say the word annually. I'm not saying the other word again.
Yeah,
Annually is probably like one of the top 5 teams in Division Two.
Yeah, they play them in Michigan this Saturday at, I believe it's like 3:00. So
Well, let's go Rock.
go Rock, baby.
Here we go.
Their
Just had to cover
quarterback's actually getting like draft attention, I think.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Still want to go to Boozle really bad.
We can go. Let me know.
There we go.
On that note, thanks, Corey.
That wasn't bad. That was roughly a half hour.
Better than WrestleMania. It was like 2.5 hours.
There's a lot to cover with 2 days worth of WrestleMania.
Hockey's rumbling.
Just a little bit.
Four Nations is coming up soon.
Yeah. Well, I'll cover that in a little bit.
Got you.
Oh, look, you conquered your fears just to get me.
That's what friends are
Because
for.
we're the ones.
We're kind
So
of like the halves.
No, Texas is always a 2.
We are just getting started over here, so you better watch out. You may be the ones, but we're the 1.5s.
Nope, don't think that's how it works.
you could be the 2.5s.
Well,
Yeah.
no. We're 2 tons.
You damn right you
Oh
are.
my god!
So how confident are you? How about if the first matchup we have here, if you guys lose, you have to do the next podcast on the floor.
He practically is already. So
let's put
he's
some
halfway
stakes
there.
on the
I'm
line.
higher
huh?
than you are.
What are the stakes? I'm fairly confident.
Well, there's stakes.
Give me
We're
a
up.
game now.
We're
Give me a
up,
game.
we're up like 3-0. What do you?
You're
Stakes are
0-0
upstairs.
against me, pal.
All right.
And you guys would have lost if Dude wasn't knew how to play the last game that we were supposed
That's right.
to play.
Talk that shit. We're about to. Oh, don't put me on now.
Cut your hair. Take it away before I lose my mind.
Ovi's skating. He's skating 2 weeks post leg break. That's insane.
So I'm taking slap
That
shots
just
today.
doesn't sound right.
Yeah, because that's what he needs to
Nick
practice.
was actually was
broke,
giving him.
he broke his fibula,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
If he would have broke his tibia, he would have been non-weight bearing, so he wouldn't
Yes.
be allowed to skate.
Yeah, well, I broke my fibula and I missed biology, so
Couldn't study for
Study
biology
for biology. Biology was a real bitch for Tiggs in high school.
and college.
never took biology in college. So
That's
let's
why
try.
it was so hard.
Tyler Sagan's out for 4 to 6 months. The Stars are out there looking for help. A name that's been floated around is potentially Zegras.
I don't think Zegers is that good.
Here's the thing. He lost my mic. He came. Screw you guys. He came into the league with Caulfield, and everyone was like, "Oh, these two are going to be great." I hitched the wagon on Caulfield. You guys all know I love Cole Caulfield. I think he's a great skater. I think he's a great player. It's not that I didn't like Zegers, but like he didn't. Like there was just something about him that was off. Like he was always friends with like the dudes doing all that shit on like TikTok and like the trick shots and stuff like that. If you come
Sounds
into
like
the
Mitch.
NHL and somebody just runs right through you, guess what you're not doing? The Michigan. Like, so I don't know what his issue is. I don't know if he doesn't like the Ducks. I don't know if he doesn't like the area. I don't know if he's not motivated. I don't know what his issue is. But whatever it is, it's not working for Anaheim. And every single team that's out there looking for potential trade, his name is floated out there as like the #1 candidate. Whether it happens or not, I don't know. But the Stars are out there looking for help. Trouba was traded out of our division to the Anaheim Ducks for a bag of chips.
Pretty
Not
much.
even good chips either.
No.
No. They're like
Like stale Lay's.
That off-brand,
Yeah.
sun chip. Nasty ass.
yeah, he
some
was
chips.
talking, I can't remember what he was on, but he pretty much said, like, they came to me and they were like, you either waive your no trade clause to go there, or we will waive you. So they're
Take it or
like,
leave
so you can quit or you can get fired. Take your pick. It doesn't matter because you're not going to be on our team. They actually took all the money from his contract and they gave that right to Igor Shesterkin.
Oh, yeah.
So he's now the highest paid goalie in the league, 8 years, 11 and a half
Igor
annual.
Chingston.
I said
That
at the
didn't make
beginning of
sense.
the year when we were talking about, I think we were talking about Swayman and contracts. Igor wanted to be the highest paid goalie, and now he is.
Who's
I
going
know-
to be their captain now? Who deserves it, I
Who
should
do
say.
I think it should be?
I think it should be Trocheck.
That's who I think it should be.
Trocheck.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I don't know if they'll name a captain right now.
Probably not. Their team's like, Drury came out and he was like, "We're gonna trade. Everyone's available. We're gonna trade the team." They're like 2-9. The Penguins did that. They're like 6-4-1.
Maybe Kreider, too. No, it's on my mind. He's been there forever.
He's
gonna get traded.
He's
too.
probably getting
Oh,
moved.
he's trade
Yeah,
bait.
he's one of the top guys they're looking to trade.
Yeah.
Hmm.
His is contract related though. Like I think he has. Can't remember what he has left on his, but that's like a we need money type of situation.
Gotcha.
Riley Smith's gonna be their captain.
next.
Nice.
I think with Lafreniere finally like hitting a stride, it makes them a little bit more flexible to move on from Kreider. But yeah, so Trouba's gone. Igor's re-signed. I think he should be the highest paid goalie in the league. I think he's a top 2 goalie in the league. So that math checks out for me. Chicago booted its head coach and the interim coach. Did anybody see what they were doing on the first day of practice? They were doing like the most basic passing drill that I have like my skaters do. I'm like, yeah, guys, you thought this was a joke?
Hey, man, it looks good when you do it. You might as well make your team look all right and know what you're doing a little
Well, I think their issue was like they're just slow. Like if you watch like the play that I keep thinking of is they were losing 3-2. I want to say the Jets, and Bedard like came down the wing, blew by everybody.
Mhm.
He goes to hit like
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Bertuzzi. I think it's Bertuzzi backdoor.
Yep.
Completely misses it. It's like then it rims around.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's hustling to get it.
Nope.
And then they score and lose 4-2.
Empty net.
Yeah.
Good game.
Like,
Yeah, that's...
if I was him, I would be pissed.
Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do.
And then last but not least, on the just rumors going around and stuff that happened, the Avs finally traded Gorgiev, or however you say it, and they traded him right to the Sharks.
Yep.
They said, "You want to suck? Here you go. Go suck on the suck team." Like,
Suck team.
but they did acquire. So they acquired Blackwood, which is now the third person on a team with the name Wood on it.
Yep.
Yeah, they're real big Wood fans over there.
Miles Wood?
It's Mileswood, Wedgwood, and
Blackwood.
And Blackwood. So
Maybe they should trade for Tiger.
yeah, I don't know if they're doing that.
I was at the... Sorry, we'll talk about that when I get to the Penguins, or when you get to the Penguins, guy.
I just think, I don't know. Like, we talked again earlier in the year about Gorgiev, and I said the same thing. His problem is consistency, and he is just not consistent. And that has been his problem since he was on the Rangers. That's why the Rangers dumped him. I think that's why the Avs dumped him. You can't have a .8 save percentage in the NHL. That's
You know who does?
yeah, I do.
Swayman probably.
Yeah.
Me.
Um,
Hey, those playoff games, I had a good save percentage.
No one's ready for the butterfly.
Nope, they're
No.
not.
No
Not even the
one's ready
refs.
for the butterfly.
They're asking if the crease is wet. I said nope. I just hate skating. Before we move on, can we just talk about my slide that I had into our team
Oh,
picture?
God. I didn't see it, but...
Beautiful.
Did
I
you-
was too busy chirping the kid that busted my thumb up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean,
Biz was too busy chirping me.
Wow. Blackwood this season is 6-9-3 with a 3.00 GAA. He does have a 991 save percentage, so that's 12th in those 10. It's 12th among goalies that played more than 10 games. Do I think he's the answer for the Avs? I do not. You can't have a team like that and have two backup goalies as your goalies. You just can't.
Nope.
Would you agree with that?
Yep.
I just think that team.
It's literally like the Penguins. Like, we really don't have a starter.
You know
either.
who I wouldn't be surprised if the Avs actually go and get?
Sid.
John Gibson. No, I don't think they're getting Sid.
I know.
But I think I think that they can go get Gibson because Gibson is. I think he's hurt right now, so he's not playing.
No, he just came back.
Oh, he just
this
came
past
back.
week, he just came back.
He's been hurt though, so
yeah,
like
he was hurt to start the year.
you don't. I think that would be a good trade candidate for somebody like the Avs to go and get.
Especially because Dostal's kind of taken that starting position.
Yeah, and
from
he's
Gibson.
young and contracts. So we're gonna move into the Four Nations. I have just a word written for each team, and then at the end of it, we'll go through like our biggest snubs on the rosters. Team USA, I think they sacrificed scoring for veteran presence and defense for Sullivan. There's no Tage or Cole Caulfield. I think it's insane to have no Tage on that team. But injuries have been a concern with him. He was hurt a little bit last year. He's been hurt this year, so I can understand where they're coming from on there. Cole Caulfield, that's another one where I'm just like, that's kind of wild that you don't have him, but you have, like, Kreider. And so I'm interested to see how that works for the U.S. team. Team Finland, the defense is a little sus. Like, Olli Mata's on the back end. But...
Yikes.
Yeah, they're probably Finland's always one of those teams. Even the Olympics, when you watch them, they love low scoring games. They're like the New York Islanders of the national teams. Like they love to just grind you right to the ground, beat you in 1-0, 2-1, 3-1. Team Canada, you have elite Hall of Fame talent surrounded by driven two-way stars who have kind of accepted their roles and decent goaltending. I mean, everybody knows Team Canada at this point. Sweden, it's mostly vets, but there's no Eklund on the team. I thought that was kind of wild. They're definitely not worried about building their future stars for Team Sweden. They're worried about the present. If you look at that roster, it's all experienced guys that have won at every level that they've been at.
I mean, this is kind of just like a glorified all-star game at this point.
Yeah, that's what I said to you.
Did I look at tickets? Yes. Did I contemplate going? Also, yes.
I think it's cool. Like a few years ago, they did it here. It wasn't the Four Nations, but it was like Team North America, Team Russia.
Oh yeah.
And like that was cool, and like stuff like this is cool, when especially when there's not an Olympics going on, because you get to see the McKinnons of the world with Sid, or you get to see Eichels with Gensels, and like it's cool.
Yeah.
However, what do you get at the end of it? Like.
Well,
Again,
that was fun to watch.
Yeah, like you're like, oh, that's kind of sick.
Would you rather watch this or the All-Star game?
I personally like the All-Star game because there's more involvement.
Are they battling
Nobody
for anything
tries
in
though.
this?
No,
Maybe a trophy.
It
or-
really is just like a random
I don't think
play
they're.
for your team. And
The All-Star game's cool. I like the skills comp. It's definitely fallen off the last couple years, but
Well, it's like the NBA, right? Like
Well,
the NBA has the same
it's,
issue.
It's 3-on-3, and there's nobody tries.
that's
No.
what I was gonna say. I mostly just watch it for the skills comp. Because
That's what I do.
The All-Star game itself is boring anymore.
It's
but-
just breakaways and
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all
and
it is.
yeah, and that's dumb. But it's the same. It's the same concept as like the NBA All-Star game, where like people used to watch the NBA All-Star game to watch the dunk contest, and now when you watch the dunk contest, I'm like, I feel like with enough practice, Ty could do this outside. Like I can't because I can't dunk, but Ty could. And I'm like, this is kind of lame. Like
yeah, that turned into like, oh, I've seen that before. Oh,
Yeah.
that's real original. Oh,
Yeah.
like do something different.
I think the last one that I genuinely, it probably just fell out of my pocket. You just leave it there, or my AirPods. I think the last one that I like genuinely enjoyed was the one where
Dwight Howard jumped over a car.
that was cool.
Superman.
Aaron
Sweet.
Gordon. It was Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine. That was
Yeah.
the last one I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that everyone like sticks out of their mind. And I
Yeah.
think with the All-Star game for the NHL, like I don't like it's cool. Is it cool to see the fastest skater? Yes. I thought it was really sick when they had Kendall Coyne doing it against like McDavid because she was like the fastest women's skater, and she like torched NHL players.
Oh yeah.
Again, they just did it this year with Sabrina Ionescu and Steph Curry in the 3-point. Like that type of stuff, I'm all in for. Next year, if they don't have Caitlin Clark in the NBA All-Star Game weekend, I'm gonna be pissed. Especially because I think it's in Indianapolis. Like you're right there. Yeah, but so who do we think the biggest snubs of the rosters are? I can start. I think it's John Carlson for Team US. Especially when you're looking for somebody that you're prioritizing veteran presence and defense, and you actually no Washington Capitals part of this at all.
That's good.
Yeah,
Half the team's Russian.
that's true. That's also true.
I'm gonna go Ricky Rax. I think he should have made Team Sweden. He said he was going to use this as not making the team as motivation to,
To play hockey.
He's been playing phenomenal this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
But I think he's going to use this more as motivation to continue to play the way he is.
I said Lucas Raymond, who I did not know was a Swede. Apparently he is, but he's been playing really well this year, so
Mhm.
I think he deserves to be there.
I went with Bedard just because I would have loved to see him with Sid and McKinnon and just those guys. I mean,
Or
they're already
McDavid.
great. Canada's probably going to win it, like with how you said they're elite talent, but put the kid out there with McKinnon and Sid. Like, come on.
I'll just say, Dill, do you care if I just say yours? Dill's is John Tavares. Any reason why? Dill said he's top 3 in his nation in scoring, so he doesn't know why he'd be in it. I would agree with that. I think his issue is he's, like,
Old.
too old.
Whoa.
I think
Easy,
Sid
bud.
is older than him.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Sid is John Tavares. Come on. Skill level. I would literally mark him.
Okay. I'll get on that.
Right.
Yeah, set it up, please.
I'll get on
Message
it
him,
for you.
please. Thank you.
Moving into the Penguins, Owen Pickering scored his first goal. I think he looks really, really good. You were there.
I was there. That's not what I was going to say, but I was there.
Oh, well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Just go.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
You ready to kick their ass in games? I really hope you are.
We almost let Florida. It's not. I have Tampa there. It was not Tampa. We almost let Florida come back and win the game when we played against them, and then we said, "Psych, you ain't winning shit."
Except the cup.
Yeah, well, that was last year. So, Pedersen is drawing interest from the Canucks. I think that a piece that the Penguins have liked for a long time has been Hoglander. Except when we were initially interested in him, his value was probably a little bit higher. Since he's been playing kind of rough, it's a little bit lower. So we would need something with an additional piece, either coming back to us or picks coming to us. If it's another third or second rounder, I might drive off the highway. But
I don't think we should trade him.
I don't either.
I mean, we got him for Daniel Sprong.
Yeah.
And I was real high. I mean, this was before you knew me, but I was real high on Daniel Sprong. I love Daniel Sprong.
I feel like I could still figure it out because I think his card's like on the top shelf back here.
Him and Connor Shearer.
Sure,
right next
yeah,
to
right.
each other. His goal the other night, I think it was against Tampa or Florida. It was against Florida, I
Yeah.
think.
When he walked the whole team?
Yes, that was disgusting. I'm like, is that Eric Carlson? Court's like, wow, that was crazy. I was like, yeah, that was kind of
That was crazy. Yeah, so, and then we moved right into Toronto. I was actually at that game. I think Toronto came out and the collective. First off, there was a "Go Leafs, Go" chant at the start, and Bird was there too, and I texted him. I said, "Are you hearing a "Go Leafs, Go" chant?" And he's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "That's kind of crazy."
Toronto
Every
travels so
game
well.
that I go to against Toronto and Pittsburgh, there are
Mhm.
so many Toronto fans.
Yeah,
They're
there was
everywhere.
It's a close drive for them.
Like
outside
5
of
hours?
Buffalo.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like Buffalo is probably their closest stadium.
yeah,
but-
and there ain't nothing to do around that.
The Winnipeg travel's great too, but that's besides the point.
Yeah,
Which is
There was a lot-
because that's like
yeah.
8 hours away. If
There
not
was a
further.
lot of blue jerseys there. They came out. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Reeves. He came zipping around the bend, and this dude who was like a section over from me was hammered. He stands up. He's like giving them 2 middle fingers. I'm looking at Ken's. I'm like, that ain't the guy. I said, that guy will jump in and kill that guy.
How about Pedersen trying to scrap with them?
Yeah.
They were
I was
saying-
like, what are you doing?
They were saying on the broadcast, they were like, Pedersen doesn't care what the name on the back of your jersey is because he fought Darnell Nurse this year.
Yeah.
He fought someone else that's a scrapper this year. And I'm just like, hey, Petey, take it away, man.
You're like,
Get this place hyped. And if by chance you win, the stadium, the roof's coming off.
Mhm.
right. That was Jari's 4th consecutive win, so good for him. I think that whatever stint he did in the AHL seemed to help him, whether it's a sustainable help or if it's a short-term help, I don't know. But he looked pretty decent against Toronto, and they're a pretty good team.
Yeah.
There were a few times though where they literally let Marner and Nylander walk into the slot, and I was like, "What are we doing? Like, you cannot let those guys come into the slots." Mike Sullivan became the 21st head coach to reach 700 games with one team. And then Sid in that game also was tied. He is tied for 5th. I want to say it's with Gordie Howe on the all-time assist list. He is 10 assists behind Mario.
Twice on ice.
Yeah, I honestly think, I want to say, I was looking it up, I think he's like 80-some off the all-time, like, first.
Oh, wow.
I think he hits that. Like,
I would agree. That's sick.
yeah. So, and then they played last night against the Avs, and they looked awful.
That's where I was going to go with before when we were talking about all the Woods on Avalanche. Is it Wedgwood that's the defenseman?
He's their goalie.
Wedgwood's
They don't
the-
have a defenseman with Wood.
I
They
don't
have
think they
Miles
have-
Wood, who's a forward, and they have
the
both
two
of their goalies
goalies.
are Woods.
Okay, well, anyway. So their one defenseman is just this humongous human being. And he was punishing Lizette. And I was 7 rows from the glass, and this one hit, you could see Lizette's face
Humble brag.
Yeah, seriously.
smeared along the glass. And, like, I think he also gave him that cross-check that everyone was pissed about that wasn't called a penalty. But, I mean...
It wasn't Taves, was it? He's
no,
a big boy
no,
on the back
he's
end.
He's 67, I want to say was his number.
All right, well, let me pull up the roster real quick.
It doesn't really matter, but I'm just saying, like, the Avs, they're insane. But they're another one.
Middleton.
Yes,
He's 6'5",
Yeah.
240.
huge.
Chris Middleton?
Keaton.
Oh, no. Chris Middleton plays in Minnesota.
But the Avs are just that team that I don't want to say rely on 3 players, but I mean we kind of rely on 3 players too. We are okay. No, we're not actually the same team. Avs are a lot better because they're a lot younger and faster. But yeah, I just want to point that out.
My dad came home because my parents were there. He's like, that big MFer. I'm like, that doesn't help me at all. He's like, his last name starts with an R. He's just real good. And I'm like,
You talking about the guy who had 5 points?
I
last
said,
night?
Rantanen. He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, Dad, he is real good. He's really, really good.
96.
He's like, McKinnon's like flying. He's like, you can't even like pay attention to him. I was like, yeah. I was like, the Avs are real good. Their problem is their goaltending.
Mhm.
Before we move on here, I wanted to talk about, obviously it's 4 nations face off, but you can only pick 4 if there's 4 nations, right? But
Right.
as Tiggs mentioned, Team Russia, how disgusting they would be. I saw a potential lineup that they had. I just wanted to talk about it for a second because I think that they could absolutely demolish any team. First line of Panarin, Malkin, Kucherov. Okay. Second line, Kaprizov, Buchnevich at center, and Svechnikov. Okay. Third line,
Good
Ovi,
luck.
Barbashev, and Nichushkin.
Yeah, and that's the third line.
Yeah.
And then Michkov, Nemestikov, and Marchenko is their 4th line. Their defense is kind of
They
shaky.
actually all just end in V.
Yeah. I literally looked at it and I was like
Yeah,
V,
off.
V, 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 and then I'm like Panarin. Their defense is real shaky. Sergachev and Orlov's their first pair. Romanov and Kulikov.
Off.
Off.
Dude from the Kings
Yep, him.
also ends in off. Gavrikov and Zub from Ottawa.
Yeah.
And then goalies of Vasilevsky, Shesterkin, and Bobrovsky. Yeah. Good luck facing that team.
Yeah, I didn't even need defense at that
No.
point.
No.
No, you don't.
God.
If those 3 are your goalies, who do you start? Vass, 100%.
I'd go Shesterkin.
I would pick Shesterkin.
I think you pick Vass.
Who do you
Anyways,
pick?
Who would you pick as their goalie?
Bobrovsky.
No, you don't.
Before we move on here to baseball, Pitt volleyball is in the NCAA tournament.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16 now. First round they beat Morehead State 3-0. Second round they beat Oklahoma 3-0.
Yeah, get wrecked
And they play tomorrow
at 3:30.
3:30 at the Pete against Oregon, who's ranked like 17th or something like that.
Yeah.
Or 22 and like 8 on the year. So
3-0.
we'll see.
Knock on wood.
Go ladies, bring home a chip.
That's right.
Listen, I'm a big Pitt volleyball fan. I support one particular player. We all know who that
Olivia
is.
Babcock.
They just had.
I mean, I support them all, but Cat Flood.
They just put out the awards for this year, and Dan Fisher was like ACC. I don't know if he was coach of the year or ACC. I think
He was coach of the year.
Yeah, he was coach.
And Olivia Babcock was the ACC player of the year, and there was someone else that was like ACC mentioned
Was it
too.
Fairbanks?
Yes, Olivia. Was it Olivia
Yeah.
Fairbanks? What's her first name?
Dill, what's Fairbanks' first name?
Rachel.
There it is. I
Yeah.
knew that. You're in the right area.
That was close.
Yeah, Cat Flood.
I'm never getting in front of one of their balls.
Absolutely not.
Dude,
You can
I
service
still
me all you
think-
want. I ain't. I'm not. No.
One of the funniest things is still when we watch the game against Louisville, and he looks at me and he goes, "If I don't see somebody get beamed in the head," and next thing you just see like if this is the girl, it's just like, and I'm like,
Wasn't it to win the game too?
No.
No,
That was in
no.
like the second or third set.
she got smacked. Her head was like this. It was like,
Louisville almost lost the first round.
oh, I was watching that.
They won 3-2. I forget who they played, but they were they
It
almost
went
lost.
into the fifth. It was like the fifth set, and it was a tie. I want to say it was a tiebreaker in the fifth set. So they won. When it's a tiebreaker in the fifth set, you have to win by 2. Like you can't.
Yeah.
It's any set. You have to win by 2. But the last one, it went like I was watching it, and in my head, I'm like, oh god. I was like, if they lose, we're nay-naying for the first 2 seconds of this podcast.
SMU did lose in the first round. They were the only
Yeah.
team that beat Pitt this year.
I did see that too.
Oh, interesting.
I think
You Pitt volleyball guy now takes.
I've followed them for the past like 3 years.
Didn't come to the game with us.
Mm.
Well, here's what matters. Cat Flood's great. No, I'm not, dude. I might get a hoodie. I made a deal with myself that if
I get straight A's
in my
report card.
yeah, I'd get to turn it in.
You know, my old straight A reward used to be. I used to go down to Family Video, and I used to be able to rent Xbox game. That was my.
I never got straight A's. If I even got, if I got more than 2 B's, that was my agreement.
That's good old Slippery Rock education for you.
No, that was for like middle school.
Oh, that's good.
Middle school was,
St.
I
E's.
graduated.
At St. Sylvester, education was hard.
Yeah, it was.
Listen,
Listen, when you got none slapping your hands to behave yourself, you get used to being good in school.
Except for the grades.
Yeah, I mean, we got by. High school,
I only took 6th grade twice.
high school, we got by. College, great food.
We were just watching Tiggs's senior speech the other day.
No
of
way.
course you were.
With Mr.
I've seen
Harold.
that.
Yeah, I
Oh.
was showing Larry it because Court was telling about how bad Tiggs's best man speech is going to be.
Son of a bitch. No, you got this in a bag.
I'll make
I'm
it
gonna be sitting there like this.
Yeah, because you're drunk.
Right.
This might be the first wedding that the best man is getting chirped by the other groomsmen while he's talking.
Boo!
Like, you imagine us.
Here's gonna be Tiggs talking, right? He's gonna be talking to you like, yeah. So I've known Zach since we were in like 1st grade. He's a great guy, and then all of our groomsmen are gonna be like,
I'll air it all out. Don't even start.
Oh.
he's gonna be like, we had a great time at Slippery Rock. I think Corey
A
was
couple
there
people
for a
down the
little
line
bit.
here, they went there too.
Yeah. Oh, Shayla, you went Slippery Rock too. How you doing back
Yeah,
there?
'cause she's gonna come to your wedding.
I invited her.
She ain't coming.
But she is.
If you got pickles.
On that note, Tiggs, winter meetings are currently going on.
They sure are.
Yeah, and according to all these notes, we're actually there. So
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we are. He just said it.
He meant physically there.
No, we're not.
I wish.
Tate's got the
That'd be
Jeff pass on notes.
cool. All right, Tiggs, take it
Hey,
away.
that's a good source. Why
Yeah.
not?
I'm starting the chirping now. So when it comes,
This guy
around-
gets mad when there's not details. He gets mad when there's too many details.
This
Make
son-
up your mind.
This son
Hey.
of a bitch.
I didn't say anything.
Hey, who are you?
Hey, that's my teammate. We're gonna call him a Dom. I think I'm fine.
He's like, I'm calm. I'm
If your
calm.
hair's not cut for my wedding, we're cutting it before the wedding.
Shaving
It's
it.
not happening.
We're actually shaving it in Nashville.
Corey's gonna get too fucked up. We're gonna be sitting there.
I'll go sleep in my car in the parking lot and it will be locked.
Hey, I just want to put out there for that trip, I know how to draw, and I will be bringing Sharpies, so Dill and I might have some
I
fun.
know how to draw.
I do.
What are we drawing?
Zach's face on their face.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find that out.
We
I
don't
guess.
need disposable tattoos. I'll just draw it.
Give me the Mike Tyson down my face. Anyway,
All right, Tiggs.
So we'll start with some free agency additions here, just some notable ones or ones that pertain to us. I guess we'll start with the big one. Soto, 15 years, $765 million to the Mets. And there is,
Could be upwards of 8. I was reading.
yeah, there's it's a little bit confusing.
Do you think
I
he's
have it
worth that?
Screenshot.
Brother.
We'll
He's
get there.
26.
We'll get there.
I'm not worth it.
So basically, after the 5th year, Soto has an option that he can decline, but it's not really up to him. It's actually up to the Mets. If he chooses to decline that option, the Mets can actually increase his salary to $50 million a year to keep him.
Isn't it already 51?
No, I think it's like
No,
46 or something like that.
After tax, it's like 30.
Yeah, and it would increase his total money up to like $800 million if they do
Oh, okay.
decide to, I guess, accept the option.
Oh my god.
It's really weird.
Hey, the Pirates called. That's all I'm saying.
We made an effort.
Did you see all the tweets about that?
Yeah. How about the guy that tweeted the 3 teams? It was like the Red Sox, the Mets, and then the Pirates. And then if you scrolled on his Twitter, like 3 days prior, he posted a tweet about hockey, and it was like, the Bruins are in talks with the Toronto Maple Leafs about trading for Austin Matthews and multiple picks. And then right below it was like, and they're also in on Sidney Crosby, spelled with a Y, for cash
Oh, no, it
considerations.
was McDavid, too.
Yeah, and McDavid. And then it also said on the bottom, it said the Rangers looking to deal Ilya Shesterkin or Ilya Sorokin. I don't even know what his name is.
Ilya
But
Shesterkin.
it's weird because like everything before those 2 tweets is just like normal stuff, and out of the blue it's just like the most absurd things you've ever heard.
Yes.
So that was weird. I don't know if that guy's real or not, but my question about that is, when is enough enough? Like,
Bef-
when is this going to end?
When is enough at the Otani deal? That was enough. Do I think Otani deserves the money he got? No. I don't think anybody on the face of the earth is worth the money that he got. If there's anybody that should be paid the way that contract should be paid, it is him. I don't think that Juan Soto is worth that contract.
I don't think he is either, because as absurd as he is sometimes, Aubrey Huff was like going off on this Soto
Yes.
deal. And I actually agree with a lot of what he's saying, is that like Mike Trout got what, $300 million?
And his stats are better.
And his WAR is like twice
yeah.
of what Soto's is.
and
yes.
he's played probably half the time because
And
of
Mike
his
Trout's
injuries.
twice the athlete that Soto
Yeah.
is.
I just don't. I think Juan Soto is a great player. I just don't. He has done nothing to earn that.
He
What
hasn't
what has
won
he
an
done to
MVP.
earn that? He hasn't done shit.
He's
Did he
been
win a World
runner-up
Series?
for MVP 2 times, but
He's won 1 World Series.
He was
So-
he was on that Nationals team.
Yeah, he was young. Too.
I don't think you're going to see another deal like that for a long time.
Yeah,
but
until next year.
there is going to be
Yeah, when
it's
they-
going to have an effect on the market, because now every player who's even somewhat
superstar
MVP
now.
caliber is going to
who's
get
the
paid
next
more
big
than
na-
they
oh,
should.
Acuna.
Vlad Jr. is the
Vlad-
next big name that's
Vlad
coming
is-
No,
Y-
Acuna's already signed.
Yeah.
Acuna signed. Yeah,
His
And
is,
Acuna
his
is probably
cheap.
better than Soto.
yeah. I would argue that he is. He steals bases. Soto
O'Neal Cruz.
shuffles in the effing box.
Yeah, I mean, Vlad is like the next big player up, and then
They have Vlad projected to get a contract in like the 320 to 400 range, and they're like, with this deal, it's probably gonna be closer to 500. And I'm like,
Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker's another one
listen,
too.
I love Vlad. I know we have a big Vlad supporter behind the camera right now.
Speaking of Vlad, you got any cookies?
But-
over
I
there?
don't think Vlad's worth anywhere near 400.
You really eat
million.
one?
No, neither
nowhere
do
near
I.
get one.
3.
I would say 325 is probably. I think that's a fair number, because in Toronto there's probably like different taxes, So like whatever, but that deal is crazy to me. They're paying him till he's like what,
41.
41.
Yeah, 41.
Right. They're paying him and Bobby Bonilla at the
the same
same time. That's crazy.
Yeah, and they're probably going to be paying Soto 40 years down the range too when he
Same
falls
with-
off.
Same
Yeah.
with Shohei.
Yeah, they said, "Oh, Conforto, we don't need you. We'll just take all your. We'll take the whole payroll."
But that's the
And
thing. Otani truly is a generational player. I think
Yeah.
Soto's
We're never going to see anybody
Elite.
like him.
he's maybe even above elite.
He's not
Otani's
even the
value.
best player on
On
his
his team,
former
no.
team. So again, what have you done to earn that deal? Nothing. You've done
Yeah,
nothing.
I think they're going to regret that.
Beers at City Fuel about to be $25.
Yeah, but hey, good thing his family got a suite in the Mets Stadium.
Uh,
F out of here.
And he's a lot of our number 22.
Is he?
Mhm.
Wow.
I think that also that pretty much guarantees that Pete Alonso is not coming back.
I would agree with that. Yes.
Yeah. We'll move on. Max Fried, 8 years, $218 million to the Yanks. He now becomes the highest paid lefty in history.
Highest paid lefty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that was a stat. I just thought he would have just went like with pitchers.
He's the highest paid left-handed pitcher in history.
Okay, well, that's cool.
Lefties and righties are very different pitchers. You
I
know
get it.
this.
Oh yeah,
You
but
know baseball.
I just figured
You
like
know
why wouldn't they
baseball.
just consider like the highest pitcher in history? Like yeah, he's
not
a
the
lefty.
highest pitcher in history. He's
That's
the
a taunt-
highest
that's a
lefty.
taunty.
I'm losing brain cells over
Yeah,
here.
anyway,
Willie Adames, 7 years, $182 million to the Giants.
They got him right before the winter meetings. Buster Posey's like, we ain't messing around.
Blake Snell, 5 years, $182 million to the Dodgers. Now here, Corey,
lefty.
he's the highest average annual value paid player,
Okay,
but Fried's deal was overall more
Is it
money.
fried or freed?
I think it's Freed, but
I'm pretty sure it's Fried.
Whatever it is.
I mean,
Fried,
it
Fried,
looks like
fraud.
Fried.
Mm.
So
You know who is Fried? The Yankees. They're paying him, Cole, and who's the other one? They have another Rendon, maybe, till like their late 30s.
Rendon.
I think it's Rendon. Plays
Rendon plays for the Angels.
No, Carlos Rendon.
Rodon.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Ilya
Apostrophe
Shesterkin.
on the O.
Just I think last night Eovaldi signed to stay with the Rangers, 3 years, $75 million.
Mhm.
I think that's kind of an overpay too, but
He was cheeks last year.
Mm.
he has good stuff. But that's about it. This one's for Dylan. Frankie Montas, 2 years, $34 million, and Clay Holmes, 3 years, $38 million to the Mets. And apparently Clay Holmes is now going to be transitioned to a starter.
Transition back to a starter.
Yeah.
He came up on our system as a starter.
That's true. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
so
he's
when
better
he
as a reliever,
so
but
instead of getting blown up in the ninth for the Yankees, he's gonna get blown up in the
I don't think
first
that
for
would
the Mets.
translate well. But
Oh God, no.
out of the blue, Luis Severino decided to go to the A's for 3 years, $67 million.
Did you see that the A's offered Max Fried a massive contract and he chose the Yankees over them?
I mean,
Which
I
I would too. I'm not trying to play in like a
would. 7,000.
The
Yeah.
redacted
a,
A's.
a pony league stadium, but I thought it was interesting that the A's are trying to sign pitching.
Well, I think they're just like anticipating for when they eventually move to Vegas, and their value immediately just doubles as a team
Mm-hmm.
because that's what happened to the Raiders too.
Yeah.
Even though it's kind of just
I
selling
think
out
it's
your
three.
fans, but
I think so far this year it's been 3 teams have made a deal their highest in history
Mhm.
this offseason. There's a 4th coming up. Can't say who it is. There's a 4th team.
Tyler O'Neill, 3 years, $49.5 million to the O's. That's a good signing for them.
Santander's gone. That's
Yeah.
why they signed
Yeah.
He's
him.
tired.
Michael Wacha, 3. I don't know where this came from. I don't know what the Royals are doing.
He was
Michael
good.
Wacha, 3 years, $51 million to
isn't
the
he
Royals.
old too?
Yeah,
Uh,
he is.
early
He's pitched with
30s.
Wainwright.
35 or 36.
Yikes.
He's been consistently good for the Royals though.
I mean,
like-
he's an innings eater, so it makes
Yeah,
sense.
that dude just. I mean, he's like a consistent just 3 ERA all day.
Yeah. Another very confusing one. UC Kikuchi, 3 years, $63 million to the Angels. Don't know what they're doing.
I don't think they know what they're doing.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. They really
Like, just
don't.
you have to commit one way or the other. You either have to determine to be like, we're selling, we're not going to be good, we're going to rebuild, or we're going to go in. I think I was going to say something just cracked over there, and I don't know what it was.
He
Um,
leaned forward and broke his whole spine. Apparently, it was a shoulder.
Yeah, I don't know what the Angels are doing.
Michael Conforto, 1 year, $17 million to the Dodgers. Would have loved to see him to be a Pirate, but the Dodgers just throw money at people when they go there. So
Well, that's deferred.
Yeah,
That's a deferred
It's probably
contract.
the 1 year deal deferred. Chapman, 1 year, $10.75 to the Red Sox.
I'm not mad about that because I support the Red Sox. So,
Would have loved to see him stay, but apparently he's just too expensive. Some notable players not signed. Alonso, there's just kind of a big question mark around him. Nobody really knows what he's doing.
there hasn't
Go
even
Bucks.
there hasn't even been any reports on
I was
him.
going to say, I haven't heard anything.
I haven't seen a
There's
single.
been a lot of speculation that he's just going to go to the Yankees now, which I could see, but
Cry.
I don't know because they're. I mean, I guess because they're letting Rizzo walk, but do they really need Pete Alonso?
they have money. So, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Jurickson Profar kind of just radio silent on him. Obviously a good player, and the team could use lose him. Bregman likely to go to the Yankees or the Red Sox if he moves.
The Red Sox don't want to pay him.
Yeah, especially after we'll get to that. That's right. That's a trade. Yeah, I mean, he's going to go to some big market team if he leaves Houston. Corbin Burns, apparently the Giants are kind of front runners for him. Another team with money. Teoscar could stay in Los Angeles, but now that they signed Conforto, it's probably more likely he's going to go to a different team.
I saw the Red Sox are front runner for him right now.
The Red Sox are front runners for any.
The Red Sox are like they're the meme with Michael Phelps with his arms out and all the Olympic medals, and it says interested in, like, or made offer to. Like that's all. They've been in on every single free agent, and they've gotten about this many.
Santander, like we said, is probably definitely not going back to Baltimore
Bring
now.
his ass to the Pirates.
Would love to see him on the Pirates. Don't think
Love
that's
it.
going to happen. Jack Flaherty, not much heard, but probably another person just going to go to a big market team.
He was tweeting to the Yankees, I think, when they signed Max Fried. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to the Yankees.
I mean, again, they got the money for it. So,
Yeah, they just have unlimited money.
and then the big international market signing, Roki Sasaki. Any team can get him. He can't get big money. He just has to be signed as an international free agent. Apparently, I don't know where this came from, but it was said that he prefers the East Coast, so he's probably not going to go to the Dodgers.
Big market team is what I heard.
Even though the Padres are heavily pursuing
He'll go to
him.
Cleveland.
Hey, it's ringing all the right bells for the black and gold.
Yeah, so, I mean, would love to see the Pirates go for him. So, I mean,
That would
they don't have to pay money for him, so.
That would literally complete our pitching rotation. Like, for once, we would have at least a starting five.
Yeah.
And not have to rely on, like, the 4 and 5 pitchers being, like, capable of pitching that game. So annoying.
All right, then we'll move on to some trades here.
He said, "F your talking point."
I mean,
No, that was
No,
not.
I'm just
Andres Jimenez went to the Jays for Spencer Horwitz, who was later traded to the Bucks for Luis Ortiz, Michael Kennedy, and I can't remember his first name, but Hartle. Josh Hartle. I
You know
mean,
what's so funny about that? I was watching some guy break cards last night. We're on Xbox, and it was the Bowman Chrome, the draft picks one, and it's like out of 25, Josh Hartle, first Bowman for the Pirates. I'm like, who the F is this guy? 5 minutes later, the Pirates trade Josh Hartle. I was like, well, it's irrelevant now.
I mean, it's a lot of people think it's an overpay. The analytics actually say that it was an overpay for Cleveland. So I guess
Yeah,
we'll see
I was
how
gonna
that
say,
works out.
I don't really think it's an overpay. He's under team control for like 6 years,
5
Yeah.
years.
and he hit like 260 last year.
No, I mean, it definitely.
And the coach the hitting coach Matt Haig that we signed. It
Yeah,
was
he
his,
was-
it was his
he-
hitting coach
his
all
hitting
throughout
coach.
the
Yeah.
minors too.
Yeah.
So
It's by no means a bad trade. I mean, it filled a position we need, and
who would have
crushes
known if
left.
Michael Kennedy ever would have developed into?
We have too much pitching. We needed to get rid of it. We got rid of some of it for somebody who's at bare minimum average at first base.
Yeah.
And better than Rowdy.
It
Yeah.
sucks because
and
I
Barjo
have
combined.
an Jimenez jersey from when we were in Cleveland. No,
So
I
did
got,
I. Just threw mine away.
no, I got to get rid of it.
Moving on from that, the Red Sox acquired Garrett Crochet
Hey,
for
woo!
their 4th and 5th prospects. I don't know if you know who they are. I sure didn't.
Yeah, Montgomery, and then there's one other one.
Colston? No, he plays for. White
No,
Sox.
it's like Brendan or Braden.
Yeah,
or,
Brandon Montgomery.
Yeah,
or something
he's
like that.
he's the bigger one. They got Croquet or Crochet or however you say it.
Croquet.
Yeah. They got him without giving up Roman Anthony, who's like their next stud.
He's a
Yeah.
19-year-old center fielder.
Yeah, and Michael Mayer. So I think that's a win for the Red Sox. The Red Sox Nation or whatever they call themselves. I don't know. It's like a Twitter account, but like all day he was like, or all week I guess he's like, we haven't done shit. We need to do something. He's like, I'm at Disney. This is the worst day ever. Dude, live streamed from like Magic Kingdom. I was like,
Sounds like their version of Sax Boy.
yeah. But I don't know. The last time the Red Sox did a deal with the White Sox, they got Chris Sale, and then Chris Sale decided
He fell
to
off his bike.
wreck himself on his bicycle. So we need that guy to not be on any type of bikes.
Get him on a bike. KC traded Brady Singer to the Reds for Jonathan India and Joni Weirner, or what is it? Joey Weirner. Yeah,
It's Weirmer.
Weirner, whatever his name is.
Wiener.
He was originally on the Brewers, and then the Brewers traded him to the Reds, and
Yeah.
now he got moved.
I mean, it's a good trade for the Reds. Brady Singer's a pretty good pitcher.
Yeah, wait till he beats Henry Davis.
St. Louis is allowing Nolan Arenado's agent to find a trade partner for them.
5 teams are in it.
It's just weird.
You know who one of them 5 teams are?
The Angels for some
The Angels
reason.
for some reason.
He said he would be comfortable moving to first.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that whole situation. I hate Nolan Arenado, so I really don't care where he goes.
Yeah.
Kyle Tucker is being named in trade rumors due to his upcoming massive contract, as we said before. Gotta keep laughing.
Practicing for the speech.
No.
Oh, thank you guys for attending.
I'm just laughing because you were talking, and as you were talking, you were trying to talk with your hands, so you were doing this. I'm like,
Yeah. The Red Sox are apparently in talks for
like I said, post that picture of this with a Red Sox hat on. That's what they're doing.
I mean, Dubois wants him to become a Pirate. I don't, because we're sure as hell not paying him.
Oh, God, no.
So we better be winning the World Series if we do.
Next year.
And then Luis Robert's still available.
Probably going to the Red
If
Sox.
anybody wants him. The Red Sox might. I don't know.
Probably going to Yankees or Red Sox.
And then both Seiya Suzuki and Cody Bellinger are listed as trade targets. Would love Seiya Suzuki.
We were
Jeez, I want
we were
Belly.
interested in him at one point last
When
year.
it was yeah.
Oh, I was like, of course.
Kyle Tucker, there's I forget the other player, but player that they named that would be Suzuki that they would potentially make a trade with.
I want to see Belly not only in a Pirates uniform, but hitting lefty at PNC, man. That'd be sweet. We need an outfielder.
Too bad he plays first.
He's played the outfield before.
DH2.
He did play center field.
We also have people who are on our team who play any position there is because we always need a roster spot to fill in any position. So
We're like the
get Josh Harrison back.
you know who Sean Rodriguez.
Dude, I love Sean Rodriguez.
Sean Rod.
Yes.
Was he the one that went into the dugout was beating the
Beating the-
shit out of the
Yeah, out of the Gatorade thing.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess we'll move on to the
Speaking of-
Bucks here.
Wait,
Speaking of Sean
before we
Rodriguez.
move on, the Dodgers have a total of $1.006 billion in deferred money.
Nice.
Ohtani 680, Will Smith 50, Freddie Freeman 55, Blake Snell 65, Mookie Betts 115, Justin Turner only at
Pirates
6.
whole roster. Pirates whole roster. Pirates whole roster.
Teoscar Hernandez
Pirates whole
8.5,
roster for 15 years.
and Tommy Edman at 25.
I think
They might not
Crazy.
be able to play baseball for like 2 years.
Yeah.
So they can, pay out these contracts and they can play.
they're
again.
actually the Phoenix Coyotes of contracts.
That's a good comparison.
And then so moving on to the Bucks. Dick Allen and Dave Parker were elected to the Hall of Fame. Very happy for Dave Parker. I hope he
sure.
makes it there.
That's what I said.
I mean, it's just the truth.
No, like he I mean, last year when he was there for the Hall of Fame, he wasn't looking too hot. So, hope he makes it.
The Cobra.
Deserved to be in years ago.
Yeah.
We hired Brent Strom, I think that's how you say it, as an assistant pitching coach.
He was with Houston.
Yeah, he was with Houston, and then I think he was also with Arizona at some point.
Yeah, his Cy Young candidates have been Verlander, Gallen, Garrett Cole too. He wanted to come here, is what I saw.
Yeah.
He was like, "Sign me up."
I mean, who wouldn't want to coach Paul Skeets?
Derek Shelton. So, for being honest,
But yeah, I like it as a hire. I mean, just another good pitching coach to bring in for our surplus of pitchers, except for Luis Ortiz. We landed pick 6 in the draft next year. I did not know the rule about the draft lottery for baseball. I think it's really incredibly stupid. That if you have like, it's either 2 top 5 or top 10 picks in a row, you can no longer be in the top 10, which is why the White Sox got picked 10
That's rough.
and the Athletics got pick 11. So that's going to be us next year if we don't win games.
Pitt's on a
Looking forward to
23
that.
23-0 run over the last 5 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Just wanted to say that. I thought that was worth mentioning.
But it's another pretty good draft class. So, I mean,
Who's pick 1?
Ethan Holiday.
The team. Is that the Nationals?
Yeah, the Nationals.
Yeah.
And then somehow the Mariners got picked too when they had like a 0.5% chance of getting the top pick. So they moved up like 12 spots.
I saw us projected to take, I want to say it's a shortstop. I don't know
Yeah,
his
from
name.
That's all we
Tennessee.
need is
Yes.
a middle infielder.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, can we not just get a first baseman, please?
How many shortstops do we have on this team?
About 30.
That's what I'm saying. Why are we doing
We
it
And
again?
yet
just
we
took
don't-
one.
And yet we don't have a shortstop
We
this
just
year.
took Connor Griffin, who's a middle infielder.
who
They'll
also
transition
weighs
him to-
230
They'll transition him to
pounds
center
now.
field.
Yeah, he's a monster.
He's got that
he'll play
Mike Trout
center field.
build. I'm excited.
Yeah,
for
he
him.
does.
Yeah, so another good draft class. We'll get to that eventually when the time comes in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Some free agent rumblings. The Pirates were listed as a potential spot for Walker Buehler.
No shot.
I mean, no. It's kind of a Flaherty situation where they think he's just going to go to a team where he knows he's just like guaranteed to be in the rotation, hoping to take a 1 or 2 year deal and then figure it out so he can get like a big deal like Flaherty's about to.
I guess I can't imagine him coming here.
I could.
Fresh off a World Series.
He's going to win another one here.
Fresh off of closing a World Series.
You know how close we are to a World Series?
Yeah, about 5 years.
After we all pass away in like, give or take 60, 70 years. We're almost there.
We're close. Next year's our year.
And then moving on from that, there was a rumor that the Pirates were close to a deal with Rizzo, which is apparently false according to sources. I'd rather it be that way, especially, well, it's kind of been debunked now after we just traded. But, what's his name even? I'm doing a great job here. Horowitz, that's his name. He's more of like a platoon guy anyways because he can't really hit lefties. So I could see us acquiring another first baseman. I don't know who that's going to be. Or they could also go down the route of keeping Joey Bart as the platoon at first base.
They already said
And
he's
apparently
coming
Brian
out.
Reynolds is also playing first base. And apparently Andy Rodriguez is also playing first base. So,
Is O'Neill starting in center?
No, he's playing first base.
So I saw that they said that Bart is the primary catcher, and they're going to keep him there. Is that what you were?
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, that's what. So they're going to keep him there. I think if any one of those people decides to play first base, I think the best possible candidate would be Henry Davis. Or Endy. I don't care which one of them it is. I think it's one of those two. Don't put Reynolds there. That's dumb. Why would you move Reynolds there?
Slow.
This team
Put
is
Zelensky there.
simply impossible.
What
But
else you got, Tiggs?
we go every year.
Well, this was, before we traded last night, but Carlos Santana, Christian Walker, and Pete Alonso are obviously still available. I could definitely see Santana coming back, especially now that we're looking more of like a platoon type role at first. I would love to see Santana back. I don't know about you guys, but
I loved him when he was here. I loved him when he wasn't here. Bring him back.
What do you think?
Yeah, sure.
Hmm.
He's cool. That walk-off against Brewers was
I
nice.
knew that was coming. Are you next time we win at Neville? Are you gonna do that dance
Yeah.
in the crease?
he's going to fall on his face.
I'll catch him.
Tiggs, I can skate laps around you.
Oh, and you're going to do
Yep.
yeah, okay.
I'll catch him.
I'm going to hit the gritty. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I should have did after we won.
There's also been talks about Yaz coming back. He also apparently has a decent market going for him right now, so
If Schemes wants him, bring him back.
exactly.
Yeah, whatever that guy wants, give it to him.
Yep.
He wants a $200 million payroll, so I think we should give it to him.
So we should start a GoFundMe now.
And then I wanted to ask you guys, who is the one realistic player left that you want them to sign?
I don't know. I don't even know who's out there still.
Well, I listed about 50 of them.
Well, we're not going to sign another first baseman, and I don't know. I don't. Sasaki.
That's a good
I
one.
like Santander.
I mean, you're probably looking at 20 to 25 million for him a year.
I can be arranged.
I already said mine. I said Santana. I'd love to see him back here.
Yeah. I mean, I would like either one of, we were talking about this earlier, Max Kepler or who was the other one I said? I can't remember. But I'd be fine with Kepler. He could go in right field. He's got decent power. Right field's kind of a void right now thanks to Brian De La Cruz.
The whole outfield.
He's
besides
probably
Brian
coming
Reynolds.
back. They're going to sign him again.
He helped us a ton.
He sure did.
So bring him back.
And then, you know what? I'm done. But
We're a goddamn mess. This
you
team.
had something?
Did you just skip over that whole section?
Trade targets.
You know what? I did, and that was mostly because it was all first baseman.
And it says Red Sox all over the place again. So
It
honestly,
does.
we kind of covered
I mean,
that already.
Cassis was listed as a possible trade target. We're definitely not trading for him now. Would have loved to trade for him. And Red Sox Twitter is
That man ain't
chomping
going.
at the bit
Yeah, he ain't going anywhere.
at Jared Jones.
Yeah. I would too, but he ain't going anywhere.
No. Although I think it was Stumpf today said that it's not out of the realm of possibilities that we trade Mitch Keller now.
I've been praying for this for so long. Please, someone take him off of our team. Please.
Now, I would only do that if that meant that we were going to sign somebody like Santander.
It's fair.
Because Keller's getting paid, I think, about like $15 million a year. Even though, we need to cut payroll. We're at like $80 million. And then
They just, nothing. This team just makes me sick. Continue.
And then finally, I almost forgot about this. The Pirates have been pursuing Taylor Ward for probably about the past year now, and they are still pursuing him. So I also wouldn't hate that. He's a good player. Now you can see your point.
Well, the only thing I had here was the Cubs hired Andy Haynes in an unknown role. Why anybody is hiring that guy? Don't
I
know.
hope it's a prolific role.
I hope he's now their hitting coach. I hope him and Bellinger are going to be like this all season. But that's all I had.
Well, what I have is for our game, we're going to name the 2013 Pirates wild card lineup in order.
In order.
Yep.
Son of a
Damn,
Group effort.
damn it.
batting first
Are you-
and playing center field.
Answers here, so it's not
Number
me.
22.
Do we get like the
Andrew.
position too? Or is it just like one?
Just you don't have to do the position.
No, I'm saying, are you
That was
going
my
to give
tryout
us
for
the
the
position?
PA
No,
announcer.
no.
Oh, okay. Oh, are you participating too?
No, I have the
Is this like the
answers here.
batting order?
Yeah, the
or-
batting order. Yeah.
No, the pitching order.
Who wants to go first? And then we'll just go
Batting
the opposite way.
first and playing center field. Number 22. Was it Kutch?
I
Kutch
guess you're
was
going
not
first,
batting
and it
leadoff. He
wasn't
was
first.
hitting
Son of a
third.
bitch.
What'd you say?
I think Kutch was hitting third.
Okay, well, I said in order, so number 1. You already went, so who's next?
Is it Marte?
It is Marte.
Bang.
Nice.
Number 2.
Was it Jay Hay?
No. Corey.
I don't even think I would know.
2.
If it goes all the way around the table, I'll give you an answer.
Let's go with Josh Harrison.
I just said that.
I know. I don't know. That's why I said it.
Is it Jordy Mercer?
No, it was Neil Walker.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Damn, the other
3.
side of the second baseman.
Kutch.
Not your turn.
Kutch.
He went first last time.
Number 4.
Pretty sure that's Russell Martin.
Not your turn, anyways. No. Did you look at it?
Wait.
I'll give you a hint. He played first base.
2013.
I feel like I can see it.
Then say it.
I can't remember what his name was. Didn't he have a weird last name?
No.
Oh, maybe I'm not thinking of him then.
I mean, it's not. I don't think it's
Pass.
He went, so.
Oh, was it Marlon Bird?
No. He was
Shit.
an outfielder.
He said
I thought he played first for us.
Oh, yeah, it was Morneau.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's kind of a weird name.
5th.
Morneau.
He was here for like a season.
5th.
I think I know this.
This has me stumped. This is 11 years ago.
No hints yet.
I think I know it.
It's not your turn.
I don't even know whose turn is it. Might
guess
as well
I
just,
just
All
don't
right.
think I know
just
it.
shout it out.
Next.
Was it Russell?
No.
I'm guessing him every
That was
time.
my guess.
He was an outfielder, played right field for us. Also played for the Phillies.
Also played for the
Clutch
Phillies.
played for the Phillies.
His last name is also a bird.
Oh.
Marlon Bird.
I was close.
I couldn't remember if that was
Marlon Bird.
2013.
All right,
that
so
we
just
had.
shout it off, you know. Batting sixth?
Jordy Mercer.
No.
That's a good guess.
You can guess too. It don't matter.
Yeah, honestly, we're just.
I thought we were going.
No,
I
just
mean, we
shout it out.
were, but Corey doesn't know anything, so.
I really, no, I don't remember.
Is it
this.
Russell?
No.
Damn.
I don't know this team at all.
Played third base.
Freddie Sanchez. On to the next. Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. He played second.
Oh, Pedro Alvarez.
Jack Wilson.
Pedro Alvarez. Batting seventh.
Is it Russell?
Wait, who
It is
was-
Russell
Yeah,
Wilson.
Russell.
Who
It
was
was
sixth?
Pedro.
Who was sixth?
It was Pedro.
Pedro.
Oh, okay.
Batting eighth.
Jordy Mercer.
No.
Oh.
Is it still the short? Is
Yeah,
it the
it
short?
is the shortstop.
It's the
'cause
short.
There's no DH.
Oh, who played short before him?
Harrison Barnes. Or Clint Barnes. Harrison.
Harrison.
I was going with Harrison
Barnes.
yeah, I was thinking that from the NBA.
It is Clint Barnes.
Bang.
And then who pitched?
Garrett Cole.
No.
That son of a bitch.
Barnes.
Can we
bro.
get a hint? Can we get a hint on the
Dude,
pitcher?
He
No,
was
we'll
nasty
get
at,
it on the
at the NBA, bro.
It was not.
I know who pitched for the Reds.
Yeah, I think that's obvious.
What's it?
Oh, was it the lefty?
I don't know.
Oh, shite. What is his name?
That's the point of the game. You're supposed to tell
I'm
me.
thinking to myself.
Because they saved Garrett Cole for the first game of the divisional series.
Yeah, against
Yep.
the Cards.
Who was the pitcher that hit a line drive down the foul line on the right side towards first
It
base
definitely was not Jeff
against the
Locke.
Cardinals before the All-Star break?
I'm out on this one. I have no idea who this is.
Begin with
He
an
played
F.
for the Twins.
Oh, Liriano.
Yep. It
Zach-
was Larry.
Francisco Liriano.
Zach Duke. He also played for
That's
the
where I was
Twins.
going.
You guys didn't do too hot on that.
Liriano
No.
nuke one.
By the way, the guy who hit the ball down to the right field was Greg Polanco against the Cardinals right before the All-Star.
No, that was swinging a line drive to center. The next
Huh?
game,
I have Liriano. CBS Sports is wrong then. Yeah. Yeah. I have Liriano here, so that's wrong.
well, thank God we got our new IT guy to keep us on our toes.
Apparently, CBS Sports is not a credible source.
Yeah.
I guess it is credible. So we were all wrong. On that note, we're going to wrap up our episode here with our hot takes. I'll go first. I'm saying that Pitt Wrestling is going to upset the Ohio State this Friday at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse.
What's the rankings there?
5 versus 18.
Wow.
Pitt's 5.
I didn't even know they were.
Ohio State's 5.
Oh.
Well, see, upset would mean that
Wouldn't
Pitt
be
would
much
be.
of a hot take then.
Yeah, so it'll be like yours.
All right, Corey.
Going back to
The clause in there. You know what happens with clauses?
Santa.
Yeah, he comes down the chimney.
Yeah, he's eating all those damn cookies.
Corey.
I'm going back to my point I made earlier. The Steelers are going to hold Saquon under 100 yards. He's done that 9 out of 13 times. So don't want that to seem like a Mickey Mouse pick. This dude can run the ball, so we're going to keep him under 100.
Takes.
I said that T.J. Watt's going to have 2+ sacks and a turnover against the Ravens.
I hope he has a pick 6.
I do too.
That place would go.
And then
Oh, they're in Baltimore.
Yeah.
and then he'll have 1 sack.
Yeah. You want me to say yours? Dill says that SMU is going to beat Penn State in a college football playoff.
Hey, Tick said that too.
Go Ponies.
Big Ponies fans.
Yeah,
Go
my
Ponies!
Little, my little pony over here. The James.
I said Pitt women's volleyball will run the entire tournament, and they will be national champs by the next pod.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if it's really a hot take.
Okay.
They're
They're
the
the
number
favorites.
one team in the country. and
Yeah,
they
but the
only
number
have
one team
loss.
hasn't won in.
I can't wait till the championship's the 23rd.
It's the 22nd. It's actually at like 1 o'clock, and the only reason I know is because we were looking at going.
So we're having the pod at 10, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pods after I'm done at
A
work.
live session,
Yeah.
watching the game.
No, so
I even
that's
have
a-
my.
so
I
that
even got my
wouldn't
hot take
count.
in the next one.
That ain't hitting.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, episode 44 is done. Brooks Orpik. Shout out, what a guy. Until he went to the Capitals, and then obviously wasn't a fan.
You
Well, his
remember?
career went downhill from there.
Do you remember when he blasted Paillet across the TD Garden
Sure do.
ice?
Sure do.
He said, "Boom!" Like a dude went
That
flying.
dude went. Yeah, he flew like towards the bench.
As a reminder, our merch is still 20% off.
Ian's
20% off.
Yep.
End of the month. Christmas is coming.
Sure
Good
is.
stocking stuffers. So make sure you check it out. And yeah, 6 away from the Big 50.
100.
No, that'll be when Lasting Millage is the player featured.
Right.
Only 6 away from
We
50.
wearing Christmas sweaters next.
Yeah.
All right, Christmas pod
sweaters,
next.
Christmas
Ooh.
games.
Yeah.
Are we covering sports on that?
We are coming up, and we are going to put on a show for our fans like we did last Christmas.
I wasn't here last time.
You sure weren't.
I
No one
started-
is the.
I started
fruit roll-up
in. I think I started in.
god.
Yeah, we're running that back because you cheated.
We should run the same games back, and the title holder.
We're
has
definitely running back the fruit roll up because someone has to beat you in that. But
Buddy, you're going on PNC. For the followers, go back to Joe Klimchek's episode. You're going on PNC's big board, buddy.
Yeah.
Get
you don't
ready.
have a choice.
Yeah.
to let that mouth do.
Yeah, I could tell you what it did. About 6 cookies in the last hour.
And yeah, we'll see you next time right before Christmas. Get ins or get out, and we'll see you next time.
what a pro wants, what a pro needs.
Fucking cut. Boom! I'll grab it. Man.
Aaron Rodgers, we were just talking about football.
Hot start.
Yep. We can cut that out and restart.
Speaking of looking better than ever, that hat goes hard, Ticks. Kind of like it.
Tell you.
We're the ones. You're the twos.
Next.